not like me and learning about what things they love, what do they care about, what do they eat, what do they think about on a daily basis. That makes me learn more about other people. And I think when you learn about people's otherness, essentially we realize people are all really the same as human beings. Like even though we have all these different priorities, these different backgrounds, in the end we're all still human beings. And I realize that all human beings want to just be loved, understood, respected, and treated with dignity. And I think when you realize that, that's when you find a bond with people you meet, no matter what sort of background or where they've come from, or where you've come from.
Right. And I really hope that these students really, contributed or can really feel the sentiment of celebrating otherness like you are. So speaking about your traveling in Vietnam, how many times you've been in Vietnam?
I've lost count. I think maybe not quite 10 yet, but somewhere close to that maybe.
Right. And how has, your journey coming back to Vietnam so many times inspired you in your careers?
Every time I come back, I try something new. Vietnam, I feel like it's a country that's evolving so quickly. And I get to go to new cities that I've been to before and try the new, well, to me, it's new, but the cuisines of that particular region. And so trying all these new ingredients, new dishes, it's always creative inspiration for a chef, especially someone like me who owns modern Vietnamese restaurants back at home, is to take, these new dishes I've tried, like how can I change it a little bit but keep the essence of this dish and make it something interesting on the menu that people are enjoying trying.
Right.
Ăn sống nó đắng chút, nó ngon chỗ khác. Còn nấu chín này nó bùi, nó không thấy đắng. Miếng.
Oh, that's a good question. I think in some ways
Mấy cái
it's
to
similar.
là nó trẻ như đây hột
What
này,
I learned
bảo hột
many
này cứng
trips
mà.
ago back to Vietnam is trying dishes that I had never seen before, like for example, bánh tráng nướng or bánh tráng trộn. Those things were not things that I could ever taste in the U.S. And what I learned is that the Vietnamese cooking that is in the U.S. was of my parents' generation, because it's my parents' generation that came from Vietnam to the U.S. So they brought with them the older, more traditional Vietnamese dishes. So then I would come here and try these new dishes of the younger generation, and I'd be like, oh, this is interesting. So now some of the chefs of my generation are bringing these new dishes back to the U.S. so that other people can enjoy it and then try it. So I think in some ways it's evolving similarly, because now you're right, with globalization and with the prevalence of travel, like a lot more people are now able to travel between Vietnam and the U.S.
Hôm nay là trời nắng tháng 3, nắng ghê gớm lắm. Nhưng nắng thì dịu, nhưng mà rất nhiều tia cực tím. Độc lắm. Mọi người chữa ra ngoài nhà, khi mà có việc thì phải đi, không là đừng có đi. Nguy hiểm. Sau 18 giờ 30 thì tia cực tím nó bớt cái gì hẳn đi. Nhưng xem trên mạng là nhiều người ở thành phố Hồ Chí Minh, ở Hà Nội bị đột quỵ vì trời quá nóng.
Well, we asked Christine Ha to participate in this program because she's a very inspirational figure. She's a Vietnamese American. She's a disabled person who's made an amazing career for herself, and she's a female entrepreneur. So this is a chance for her to interact with some women from minority groups, and also to get outside of the city and to see a different culture, different food culture.
During the conference, the ethnic women gathered to share their stories of overcoming adversities when practicing organic agriculture and developing ecotourism, all aimed to attain sustainable livelihoods in a good village.
And I might also ask any questions you might be very open to answering anything. So,
Christine had also participated in a Q&A session and shared her MasterChef America journey during the 3rd season of the hit show.
So I taught myself how to cook a lot
Trời này cần nhất là không được để nó khát rồi uống liền.
Also at the conference, Christina staged a cookery demonstration and interacted with local people. She showed off her cooking skills using ingredients from Brook Village,
Cho các bạn thấy
such as village raised pork,
Trời nóng ăn hủ hoa rất tốt cho mấy người yếu gan là một, thiếu đường là hai. Thần nó giúp thần lọc tốt hơn. Bà nào ăn đắng được thì nên nấu chín. Còn nếu mà nấu chín mà vẫn đắng á, thì luộc sơ, đổ nước bỏ đi.
Mình được truyền những cái năng lượng, cảm hứng, năng lượng tích cực từ chị ấy. Cái tinh thần mà chúng tôi học hỏi được nhiều nhất ở chị Hà đấy là tôi nghĩ rằng cái tinh thần lạc quan và cái sự kiên trì của chị ấy khi vượt qua những cái rào cản cá nhân của mình, cái cơ hội rất là tốt cho chị em phụ nữ ở Vân Hồ, Anitet để cho chị em có thể có một cái cơ hội để chia sẻ hoặc là để khoe với cả mọi người về văn hóa ẩm thực của địa phương mình. Cũng là một cơ hội để chị em có thể học hỏi và có được những cái cách làm.
Hủ hoa rừng.
Your schedule every time you go back to Vietnam is packed, and so you just came back from Sơn La, and did you do anything? Do you have any special memories about that trip?
Well, it was going out to the countryside, which I'm from Houston, which is very urban, and usually when I come to Vietnam, I go to Ho Chi Minh City, which is very urban, and Hanoi is a city as well. So it was nice to get out to the countryside and smell, not hear so many motorbikes and smell the air and hear running water. And I was told there were chicken in the road and an ox on the road. So it's nice to see a different side of life in the countryside of Vietnam.
So you have spent a lot of time talking to people from ethnic minorities about their stories and their lives. So what sticks out to you through talking to them?
I think what sticks out is actually how similar we still are. I think, like I mentioned, they're women, they have families, they look to be financially independent, to have purpose in life, and even though I come from somewhere very, very different, in the essence of it is still the same. We desire the same things.
Right. How significant is Vietnamese cuisine in your life as a famous chef?
It's extremely significant. It's a lot of people know that that's my identity as a Vietnamese American chef. I love Vietnamese food. I love so many of the flavors, so many of the aspects of Vietnamese food, like how you can take humble ingredients and make a dish that's really, really tasty that all people can enjoy.